Yeah, sure. Anxiety about anything is the thing. So
No, I just never heard of hat anxiety.
well, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
If I change my hat around,
So-
but I have hat anxiety, bro.
All right.
Like I'm entering the fucking
Twilight Zone?
the 2021.
Ah.
Making up my new fucking mental disorder.
Oh, okay. Hat anxiety. I like it.
Oh wait, we're live. Yeah, I was not trying to make jokes about
Having hat anxiety? No, it's fine.
mental health jokes.
It's not a
Live.
mental health joke.
I also look really stoned.
Are you?
Yes.
Great. Maybe I can make up some games here. It'll be too high to even realize. All right, here we go. Two people in the house. My first car I ever had was a 1997 Chevy Cavalier. And anytime like you hit a bad bump, the CD would skip, and I looked like such a loser. I mean, I looked like such a loser anyway for that school. I mean, that car. Anyway, hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Chop Sports Daily, coming to you live from the Flipping Made Easy studio here in Matawan, New Jersey. Beautiful Matawan, New Jersey. It is a crisp, cool, sunny fall day this morning when I woke up and got out of the house, and I think it's going to reach like 80. So it's like, what the hell's going on? Can I get full go hoodie weather? Can we not get that? Like, is that a
I've
thing?
been wearing a hoodie for like 3 months. I don't know if you've noticed.
Yeah, well, we're also in a 62-degree studio because thank you, Dave and Jay versus the World, who came in here on a Thursday night and totally ruined everything by setting the thermostat a little low, little.
And they turn the fan on, so it's like a double-edged.
And they
sword.
turn
I
the
don't
fan
know what they're doing.
I mean, they're sweating, obviously, so that they needed us. But lots to talk about today. A great game last night. If you were a gambling man, we'll get into the specifics of what the hell that coach was thinking. I don't care what the analytics tell you. We'll talk about that as we go. But yeah, we'll start off last night with one of the moments in time where I again, oddly enough, I fell asleep. I woke up at this literally the end of this game, but the Los Angeles Dodgers are headed to the NLCS to take on the Braves. A great game, but unfortunately with that, there's some controversy. You know, we watched the game, everybody saw the end. There's the still shot of what happened last night. I don't know. How do you feel about this, Gooch? First of all, Search Gooch, AJ not here. He's back in.
Flipping Made Easy Studios.
No, I did that already. That part I did. I just didn't introduce
I did mention that I was stoned, right?
Yes. So
I
that
wasn't present for that part of it.
very good. Very good. All right, cool.
But yeah, it was a strike, and I'm one of those people where I understand how some people are going to say in that situation you can't call that a strike. You can't end a game, let alone a series, let alone a season on a pitch like that. But it was a strike. He went around, game over. I think that the ump has to call it straight up. He has an obligation to.
I just think it was a crappy way to end. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
well, that's not
anticlimactic. Like you gotta wait. Like you're like, bang,
It's
game
just,
over.
it's, just
like,
another,
oh.
it's just another baseball play that took place.
No, I
And
know,
let's
it's
be
just-
real. I like the way Kapler, or is it Kapler, the Giants manager?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, whatever. I like the way Kapler handled it. After the game, he said, "There's no reason to be mad at that. There's a bunch of other reasons why we lost the game." And I think the underlying point was it was Max Scherzer pitching, so it was an 0-2 count, 1-2 count at worst, right there. Man, it wasn't like the game was at risk. Scherzer was punching him out regardless. I thought.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, look, you got one of the best pitchers in the world, present in that moment, if not the best pitcher in the world. But look, it's going to be a heck of a game. And now on Saturday, you're going to get the Atlanta Braves and the Los Angeles Dodgers. This is what I wanted. I wanted this. I totally wanted the Dodgers to get there. Was not expecting the Braves to get there, but here we are. You know, when you look at this, both of these teams as a whole, you know, to make an early prediction before they even get going, because by the time we arrive on Monday, there will already be a series happening. You know what I mean? So you look at this matchup, pound for pound. Are the Dodgers just like the big bully here again? Even though they're taking the longer road in, they had to win the wild card game, they had to beat the Giants. You know what I mean? Like
the Dodgers are definitely winning this series. I don't know how Atlanta's going to match up with them. Just night in, night out, you get an ace pretty much with the Dodgers. And Bauer's not even pitching. I don't even think Kershaw's pitching, but it still doesn't matter because Buehler and Scherzer are just that 1-2 punch is too much for any team in the postseason. The Giants had the best chance at beating the Dodgers just because of the history between the two, but I'm not buying in on Atlanta. Is obviously they're a good team because they're in the NLCS, but they played a cupcake division. The Dodgers are the real deal. They're probably going to win the World Series. So
all right,
I'm not picking against
this, like I said, I wanted the Dodgers to be there, so here we are, and now they're going to go. But the other side starts tonight, and that's the ALCS. That kicks off tonight with the Houston Astros taking on the hated garbage trash bag team Boston Red Sox.
Got an echo.
Huh?
Is that you?
Yep, that was me. I didn't meet you. But anyway, so that whole time they had an echo. That's fine. But anyway, it doesn't matter because nobody was there. So
Nobody was watching anyway.
No, we're back. We're back.
I wonder if the podcast beginning is going to have an echo. We might have to
No, I don't think so.
Intro.
I don't think so.
No. So.
I don't think so. Anyway, this starts tonight. Right off the rip, you say you can't root for a Red Sox team. You think that the Astros cheating is a little less hate worthy. So you're pulling. I wouldn't say rooting.
Yeah, because
you're pulling for the Houston
Astros.
Astros.
The Yankees were also cheating in that series. So
I mean, come on,
out cheated.
Don't just write us off as we're big cheaters that
Shout
year.
out to all other 0 people that were in the room for not telling us because there was no one there, but nobody told us. But there was one person early and they just dipped.
Right. Shout out to them. Thank you very much. But anyway,
could have nipped it early.
Right. And it's all good, bro. It's all good. We're fine. See, this is what happens when AJ's not in the house. Things go awry. But anyway, so tonight, 8:07 first pitch. I'm gonna say I'm pulling for Houston. I think. I just
no. We are.
I know.
It's a consensus amongst Yankee fans. You are not rooting for the Red Sox. Let's
just like last night when the weirdos out there were rooting for Tampa Bay. Yeah. So anyway, we'll get into that now. What? The Dallas Cowboy weirdos out there that were rooting for Tampa Bay for rooting for the Eagles to win that game.
I was confused because I was I'm pretty sure that you're on the other side of that. But,
I confused myself.
I disagree. I think that you were misguided in your rooting for Tampa Bay yesterday.
No. I can't find it in my stomach or anything to root for the Eagles or anything
because the Eagles are really a threat.
Listen. The thing I will say is
I cannot wait until you play in Tampa because of this game.
Bro, it's October. Like I'll worry about seedings in December.
Which is more of the reason why it's okay to root against the Red Sox and it's okay to root for Philly because it's October. If it's the playoff game and you're not rooting for Philly in a playoff game, win or go home, obviously. You're rooting for them in a meaningless game that's not going to matter to them. If anything, it's going to get them a worse draft pick, right? So you got to look at it from a bunch of different standpoints. Like, wouldn't you rather have Philly get like the 16th pick than the 6th?
I mean, they have not. Here's.
I understand where you're going to go with. They're going to waste the pick anyway.
That's what I'm saying. They haven't turned any of their good picks into anything. Every year it's somebody else. Oh, Jalen Reagor, he's the guy. Devonta Smith, he's a stud. Jalen Hurts, he's going to be great. Like, come on, bro. Like this team is stinky.
Isn't bad.
Jalen Hurts seems to be a second half quarterback.
Yeah,
he seems to be the guy that can make his adjustments.
He also has only made 11 starts.
But he starts like shit every week, and that's why this game was not even close.
I think it was his 10th start last night or 11th start. So.
Doesn't matter, bro.
Yeah, it does.
Dak Prescott went 13-3.
Oh, stop.
Tell me he didn't.
Not everybody is gonna go 13-3, and then Dak struggled a little bit after that. It wasn't like he
was a sophomore slump.
Yeah. So this is
what I'm saying.
Guess who's a sophomore right now?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, so
and he's got a shitty head coach. Clearly.
I mean, all right. So I have to touch on that. What are we doing? From what I saw, and I was watching a live stream at the end, or this morning, I actually tuned into a live stream where I think Portnoy put it out there where he's like, who won this debate? And right off the rip, there was an Eagles fan sitting next to another guy. And he's like, well, if the Eagles score here, they're going to go for 2. And he's like, why would they do that? They haven't moved the ball at all. Their biggest chunk plays come on pass interference call. The Eagles offense was not moving.
How much time was left when he went for 2?
6 minutes, 5 minutes. I know that Brady was able to run it down and run it out. So that's how the last drive was that. There, in my mind, there's no reason at all to go for 2. It is a standard football game. So you're telling me, right, that it's 28-20 when they score. So you're telling me that kicking the extra point, right? Or like if you don't get that,
I understand traditional head coaching in the NFL.
but here we
you're
go.
kicking the extra
Analytics
point.
are saying that. Like, no,
Now,
bro.
I'm just going to play devil's advocate for the simple reason. I'm going to preface this by saying I would definitely kick the extra point as well.
Okay.
That said, with 6 minutes to go, it opens it up for the potential 2 field goals to tie it, right? I'm just giving the analytics side of it. And like the reason why they come up with this is just a math equation. It's like the chances of this happening, the chances of this, it's all computer. And they're deciding based off of that late in the
There's
game.
some nerd
It's
there
not something
with
that
like,
you do. Or, I mean, I guess you see a lot of guys. We're talking all great about Brandon Staley. That's a Brandon Staley move. He was going for 2 in like the first quarter the other day. It's just what these coaches are doing now, because to get 2 yards is like a high likelihood. And then when you have a guy like Jake Elliott, who's been missing extra points and field goals this year consistently.
So why isn't every team just going for 2 every time?
Because not every
They're at the 2-yard line.
Not every team has a 32-year-old head coach that's into the analytics.
I'm just.
And now, like I said,
oh,
you're 100% right. I agree. It definitely should have kicked. The
my
extra
ears are
point
ringing right
there.
now. Who's
But-
talking about me?
But I'll take the backdoor cover.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe Sirianni or whatever his name is had himself. Maybe he put money on his own team in which they covered because of that 2-point conversion. So if you bet Philly, you won. Bing, bang, AJ2. If you bet the other way, you lost. Also, there was an over-under that was dwindling on that drive that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had. And they sat on the ball and kneeled it to end it, and that was it. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. But like, I didn't foresee them being like, I'm going to stick it to you.
I hope you're not insinuating that there was a fixed job in
Well, now
by anybody, because there definitely wasn't, right? Tampa Bay just had to get some first downs, and that's all they had to do to end the game. That's normal.
they took knees inside the 5. It's like,
Yeah, that's
I'm taking a knee too. I'm going
completely
home.
normal.
I'm just saying, like,
And-
you could have stuck it to him if you wanted to, but they
I
didn't.
mean, stuck it to who? The over?
No,
The
they
people that
stuck
took
it to the
under?
Eagles if they wanted. If they were
You know?
pricks, they could have went in there and be like, here, Fournette, have a third. Which, by the way,
What was it? Philly in the under hit?
primetime Lenny. What?
Philly in the under hit?
Yes. So I believe that was it. Speaking of primetime props, we'll bring them up right now. Me and who took Fournette? That was,
You.
I mean, no, I took Fournette. Who took the Zach Ertz touchdown?
Not me.
That was AJ. So you are the X factor here in trying to get 23.5 yards out of Kenneth Gainwell, and it did not happen. But what did happen is primetime Lenny went off last night. Have him in 1 week. Have him in I could speak today. Have him in 1 league. Went against him with Nick Shine in another. So that's just it's a mess. Nick Shine, by the way, catching me at the rightest time, if that's even a word.
Not
It's the most right time. Yes, that's the phrase I'm looking for.
proper.
The best. How about the best? He's catching me at the best time. I got no Barkley, no Allaire, and I'm starting Madison and Booker. So you're catching me at a really good time.
Well,
Nick.
hopefully, for your sake, Dalvin Cook sits again for no reason.
I would love it. I need it. But anyway, so yeah. So let's checking out the chat here. Must be nice to hit field goals. Oh yeah, Scoop. He actually hit me up yesterday with a crazy stat. We're 5 weeks into the NFL season. The Jaguars don't have a made field goal.
I know he texted me the same thing, and I was like, "Scoop, why are you texting me random Jaguar stats? I don't care." And I was going to say the same thing to you now, Dave. Why are you talking random Jaguar stats?
Because we were just talking field
I
goals.
know, I'm just fucking with you. I'm actually more so fucking with Scoop,
Scoop's a good guy.
and that was a layup.
Scoop is a good guy. But anyway, let's take a break because when we come back, we got a full slate of the NFL Sunday picks.
We actually don't even have a full slate anymore.
No, we
There's
don't. You're right. There
14
are
games.
buys.
Yeah,
There
so
are buys. So
there's
let's take
12
a
games to break down.
yeah, man. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we got a full, NFL Sunday is upon us. So let's do that. How about that? You know, myself and Gooch are both getting a little older. One of the first things to go is your vision. Thank goodness for our hookup over at Absolute Eyewear in Woodbridge, New Jersey, right on Main Street next to the train station. They have glasses for all ages, all budgets. They have safety glasses, sports glasses. They are a full-service powerhouse offering eye exams and even free lenses for the kids. They work with BCBS, AAA, AARP, giving massive discounts. They're open 5 days a week, closed on Wednesdays and Sundays. Call 732-326-3937 to get your first pair of Ray-Ban, Burberry, Coach, Polo, you name it, they got it. Go see Craig and Johnine right now. All right, welcome back to the show. Thank you guys for staying with us throughout the break. And, of course, thank you to Absolute Eyewear. Thank you to Flipping Made Easy. Thank you to Joe Pizzamenti. All the sponsors that have stuck with us and are riding with us as we end 2021 on a high note. I know it sounds ridiculous to even say right now is the fact that we're a couple months away from this year being over.
You're making it seem like it's December, though.
But, I mean, it's
It is pretty
October.
much. It's,
I mean, it's right there. Speaking of
very
October,
depressing, though. New Year's is depressing. The holidays, it's
I love the
good in the
holidays.
beginning,
I'm
and then right as soon as Christmas is over, I'm just like,
I'm a holiday whore.
Now what?
Like I love the holidays. Like I am the one guy that will drive around and look at the lights. Like
well,
is that a loser mentality?
No, it's cool. You're a family man now, so
Yeah, I
it
know,
makes
but
sense. But
all right, all right. Does it make it worse if I say I drive alone?
yes,
at the
that's
lights.
definitely one of the.
So,
Bro, you should tell this to the sauna guy.
I
You're
will.
like, yo, you should
maybe
be like,
maybe
wanna
he'll
go
drive
take a
around with
fucking-
me, huh?
Ride the PNC and check out the light show. But
I mean, he gives me a show every time I'm in there. Might as well repay him, right? So anyway, we're back on the show. And of course, if you're listening to this live right now, and even if you're listening to it in the afternoon and anytime before 7 o'clock, the Woodbridge Barons, baby. Okay, they're having a phenomenal season. They are 6-0. They're taking on Cranford tonight, 5-0 in Woodbridge. Pack the house. Let's go. I think I'm going to go check that out as well. I mean, there's a couple people that said what am I doing now? I'm like all sorts of screwed up
Get your
because
life together, bro.
I can't because this is AJ and the scroll is terrible. There we go. But yeah, so go check out the Woodbridge Barons tonight at 7 o'clock. I believe it's 7 o'clock kick. But as we enter week number 6, the full slate, or the fullest slate, I did it again. So now we're on camera for this because I'm a
knew that
loser.
when you did it on break, I was like, well, Dave's fucking up right now. I just figured there's not enough time for me to.
Whatever. Anyway, if you're watching this right now, there are your standings. Sponsored by BetMGM. Gooch is on a burner right now. He has won 10 games in back-to-back weeks of the NFL schedule. His overall record is 41-38-1. He's got a commanding 7-game lead over me and AJ.
I might add that I had 5 wins in week 1.
Right. Everybody mocked you
Completely
out.
terrible.
And we mocked you out.
And
We
then
said
I
there's no
flipped the
way.
world upside down by I tricked everybody. I made it seem like I was picking one way and I picked the other way.
So then you just came from the
And then
back door
I
and
had
just
to,
bingo.
I had to set the order straight.
Speaking of, I don't know why. I said bingo. That's why it's making me think of Jimmy Palumbo. Shout out to Jimmy Palumbo right now, who's obviously has a show. You can go download that right now on the network. But he sent me some pictures and videos from SoFi Stadium last night. He was over there seeing the Rolling Stones, which is cool. What was even cooler is that I got a text from my brother last night, and he said, "Hey, Jimmy Palumbo on Thursday Night Football." And I was like, "What?" Next thing you know, I'm thinking, his new Braven Health commercial aired over the air in the local market. So shout out to Jimmy for getting your Thursday Night Football debut. In which I responded, yes, he auditioned for that role from Chop
Cut to
Sports.
me being like, wait, Jimmy was at the Rolling Stones concert. How did he get on TV during? And then I'm like realizing, I
He's
was
a
like,
commercial guy.
that game was at that stadium. I was so lost.
You are so high.
That's the weed.
You are so high right now. High as a kite. All right. So again, we just showed you the standings. There was a couple of adjustments made, by the way. Now, this is for your gamblers out there who might not know how pushes work, including myself. I thought, for whatever reason, when you're getting the points, like let's just say, for instance, last night, if for whatever reason,
Dave, I told you to not tell anyone this story.
I have to, because I have to clarify what I did wrong, because it's on me. When you bet these games, let's just say you have Philadelphia +7 last night, and let's just say they lost by 7. I was giving a win to me for getting 7 or below, but a loss or a push to the guy who bet Tampa Bay because they won just by 7. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Adjustments were made, and here we are. We are live. Standings have been updated. Everything's good. Gucci still reigns supreme. So we start with the local market. And there's only one local market game because the Jets are on a bye. So the bye comes at the right time for the New York Football Jets. But the Giants, the New York Giants are getting back home after their thrashing that they received from my Dallas Cowboys. And the Los Angeles Rams are one of the better teams in the sport. This spread is 9.5 in New York. I have to go to the text now because I forgot what AJ said. I have to look. Where is it? Wait, where is it? Wow, I can't find it.
Zach Ertz traded to Cardinals.
Whoa, yeah, I'm just getting a text from my brother. So some breaking news right now. Zach Ertz, off of a win last night
and a tutty
and a touchdown, has been
and
traded
some solid
to the
fantasy
Arizona
production.
Cardinals. Didn't they have Max Williams out there? He was okay.
He
But
was
they've
just
been-
okay. I think Max Williams also is IR. I think he might be done.
The Eagles have been looking to move Zach Ertz for a while. Dallas Goedert was on COVID, and I'm sure he's back next week. So I'm letting my
So good for Zach Ertz to go to a team that obviously is in contention right now. Not that I really want Zach Ertz to win again, but
yeah, well, whatever. But we have to go look at the picks now. I'm sorry, this whole thing, like when we get breaking news when there's no producer, it's even harder. But anyway, we start with the Giants. Ready for this? Ready for the pick that AJ is coming at us with right now? AJ is officially riding the pine here. He's taking the New York Football Giants plus 9.5 at home. Do you see any shock value with this one, Gooch?
yeah, I'm taking the Giants too. I know Dave isn't, but unless he's going to try and jump on the bandwagon. But yeah, I like the Giants home team getting almost 10 points. It's, whether break down the game all you want. Home team getting 10 points. Last year, the Giants almost beat the Rams. I know it's a far different team, but I think honestly, if the Giants are getting Daniel Jones back, he's pretty much playing. I think he practiced yesterday. So
Did he practice full?
All signs are pointing towards Daniel Jones playing Sunday.
Oh, okay.
I think that helps, obviously, because Mike Glennon is worthless. If Mike Glennon does not play, I wish I could go in and change my pick. But, I mean, if Daniel Jones doesn't play, that is. But for now, I'm going to stick with the Giants.
All right. Well, two of you guys can ride with the Giants. I saw enough out of the Giants last week with a bunch of injuries that they're not going to be able to move the football at all. Not on the Rams defense. I don't see it happening. The Rams are susceptible to the run, and now the Giants don't have a run attack at all. I don't know if Daniel Jones goes. I don't know. I mean, if he's practicing, that means he cleared protocol, correct? So that means he has to play.
All signs are pointing towards him playing is what I've been reading. So.
Doesn't matter. I'm taking the Rams to dominate the Giants in Jet Life Stadium. That's right. You lost your name with your stadium because you stink that bad. So I'm taking the Rams here. Moving on to the other big marquee game when it comes to spreads. It did move a little bit. I guess there's certain money coming in certain ways, but the Dallas Cowboys are actually giving 3.5 on the road. So they're the road favorite in Foxborough. I don't think I've ever said that in my existence.
I said to you yesterday, I was like, could you imagine there was ever a time where you would say to yourself,
no,
the Dallas Cowboys are road favorites in New England.
In New England, nonetheless. So we'll start with AJ. He's riding with Dallas. So he's taking the Cowboys to cover here at 3.5. I feel like the Cowboys right now yes, they're riding high, and yes, there's a lot of optimism in the air as far as Cowboys Nation and Cowboys media, and people are getting excited. These are the games you don't want to trip up on. I don't think they will. It's a matter of winning this game by 4. I think they can. I got the Cowboys winning like 30-17. So like the offense isn't good over in New England. They're very stagnant. They don't have a lot of explosive players. They probably will make a couple plays where I'm going to rip my hair out, but I don't foresee this being as close. Maybe in the first half it will be. So Gooch, I don't know where you're riding here. Mac Jones goes back home where he hasn't won yet.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas is 5-0 against the spread. And
undefeated.
Usually when it lands on black, red is bound to happen. So I'm going to take the hook here. I like that 0.5 point a lot.
Okay.
If it was 3, maybe I'd think differently, but I could easily see this game being a little bit tighter. New England's coming off of an embarrassing win, we'll call it, because they were really getting beat up the entire game, and it took the fourth quarter comeback to beat the lowly Texans. Everyone's riding Dallas high. This point spread is really low for some reason. I guess because it's on the road against New England and the Bill Belichick situation, but I feel like the public is going to be all over Dallas on this one. So I'm just going to go with Vegas and take the Patriots.
Okay. Patriots it is. All right. Interesting. But we stick with our teams here at Chop Sports, and we stick with the Packers, who are also road favorites as they go into Soldier Field. It's -4.5. The Packers are 4-1. They're also 4-1 against the spread. One more week for Justin Fields to get going. Let's see. Oh, all right. Well, we have ourselves. That's a whole point difference. Something moved between yesterday and today where he has them at 5.5, but he's getting them at 4.5. So just so you know.
So you're talking about AJ?
AJ is taking the Bears here, plus 4.5 I don't know what. Like that's a point, a
It's
full
not
point.
5.5. I think he's missed. I think
Maybe he
he's
just
mistaken.
saw it different. But anyway,
You know what? I'm gonna
we
check
go to
it.
Chris,
Fuck
the
now.
Packer specialist here, as he pulls up.
I'm checking the line, but I could talk with it as I check it. So honestly, the Bears defense is really good across the board. They're in the top 10, I think, on all 3 levels, stopping the run and the pass. But when I say all 3 levels, I mean like their defensive front 4 is good, their linebacking core is really good, and their secondary is playing really well. So the Bears, people want to say how bad the division is, and I agree. There is some really bad teams in the NFC North, but the Vikings are a
When
little.
you say teams, isn't there just one really bad team?
No, I mean, like, I think the Vikings going into the season, I should say, it was like, all right, the Packers are going to run away with this division.
Right.
But here we are in week 6, and the Bears got a home game against the Packers, who are 4-1, and they have a chance to take over first place. It'll be for a tie, but they'll have the head-to-head. So the Bears are playing well, all things considered. Nagy sucks. Justin Fields has to come into his own a little bit. But for whatever reason, this point spread is way higher than I thought it would be. I think like 3 is what it should be, just because it's a road division game. It surprises me that the Packers are giving more points in Chicago than the Cowboys are in New England.
Correct.
Because of the division, the reasons I just mentioned. But I cannot go against the Packers.
That's fine.
So I'm picking the Packers.
All right. Packers minus 4.5 as we write that down. Moving on. The Baltimore Ravens coming off their unbelievable Monday night. Sunday night? Monday night? When did they play?
Monday
night. Okay. They're coming off their big Monday night win as they take on the Chargers. This is a great game on paper. This is going to be a very tough game to call. The Chargers have been playing very well. Justin Herbert is that dude. I mean, there's no question about it. But the Ravens are coming in with Lamar Jackson. And just, I don't know, man. This one's probably the toughest game of the week, in my opinion. It'll probably get tougher as we go. But as I look at AJ bringing up what he selected.
Did you even make your pick?
What are you talking
the
about?
last game?
Pack. Oh, I didn't even make my pick. Wow. Well, I'm taking the Packers.
One.
I'm taking the Packers minus 4.5. I mean, that's for me. It's not up for debate. It's Aaron Rodgers. I don't care where he's playing. It's a rookie quarterback. I like Justin Fields. Don't get me wrong. I do, but I just don't think it happens. Not this week. So I look over at the Baltimore and LA Chargers. It looks like for the 2.5, the Chargers are being selected by AJ Bascone. So
that
I also
point spread is 5.5 now, by the way.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? Really? Wow.
Maybe Damian Williams is worth a point.
No, Damian Williams is out with COVID.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so the Chargers are being taken by AJ. What say you, Gooch?
It's a tough one too, obviously. But the Ravens are riding high. They're 4-1, and I don't realize that they were 4-1. I guess it's because they've had a couple wins where they really snuck it out late.
Right.
The Detroit game, and then last week against what was it? The Colts that we talked about.
Right.
Justin Herbert's riding high. That second half that he put up against Cleveland, which is, I think, obviously one of the better defenses in the league. The problem is it's on the road, and Lamar Jackson's just hard to figure out, especially late in games, obviously. So I'm going to go with the Ravens in this one. Just because I think everybody's riding a little too high on the Chargers with their coach and with Herbert right now.
Something to be said. Again, I know that sometimes that you can't really take this in consideration, but the LA Chargers are traveling all the way to the East Coast for a 1:00 start. So it's 10 a.m. in their minds, and they're going to come out flat in this one. And I think Lamar Jackson is playing out of his mind good. Again, I conceded in my whole, I wasn't thinking Lamar Jackson was any good at all. That's not true. I just didn't think he could throw, and I still think he misses a lot of throws. But in this game, he's going to make enough throws that he's going to make more throws than he misses. Give me the Ravens all day. Moving on, the Cleveland Browns, who have an amazing rushing attack right now, are 3-2. They are hosting the now new home of Zach. Well, he can't play 2 games in 1 week, right?
I was just going to say that he can not.
No, yeah, I was gonna say I don't even think that's a rule. I mean, I meant to say I think that's a rule. Actually, you can't play 2 games in 1 week.
I don't know that it's a rule.
It has to be a rule with player safety. Are you kidding? Like, there's no way you're telling me that he's gonna get knocked around on Thursday night, get traded Friday morning, and play Sunday.
Safety, what if he's just on an active roster but doesn't play and then goes to another team for Sunday?
I don't know.
I mean, they're not going to play him.
Has to be a rule.
I would imagine he doesn't know the plays just yet.
I was going to say, yeah, he's got to get out maybe a little bit. I mean, they're not the same. So looking at AJ's pick for this one, he's got to put these things in order, or at least put them in the order that I.
From now on, we just got to have him go into the StreamYard and look at how the.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to go about it. I don't even see this game on his. Oh no, he's taking Cleveland. All right, so AJ Bascone taking Cleveland -3 at home to end the streak. Well, yeah, basically, yeah, to end the 5-0. So that's not bold by any stretch. I think that's justified. But all right, what say you, man? Are the Cardinals going 6-0 here?
No, the Cardinals aren't going to go 6-0. Cleveland's defense is so good, and Kyler Murray eventually is going to run into his kryptonite. It might be that front seven. Myles Garrett, if you saw his Halloween decorations on his front lawn, he's got a quarterback graveyard. I'm sure he's going to be looking to add little Kyler to that mix, and that's what I'm going to go with, Cleveland, because Arizona's 5-0, and I haven't fully believed in them starting the season. They're starting to prove me wrong, but come back down to earth moment with the Browns.
Scoop Espo trying to be the Adam Schefter of this organization, where he said Ertz is traded just now. We broke that news already. Sorry, man. You gotta pay attention, Scoop. Gotta pay attention. My brother broke that news, and also wherever Gooch got it. But anyway, moving on. So we're all taking. Well, I'm sorry. I keep moving on without my pick. The Browns, I think, are going to be a little too much for Kyler. I think this is the first little roadblock that Kyler Murray faces in this season, where he'll make plays. Don't get me wrong. He'll keep it close, but ultimately, I think this is like a 4-point win, 5-point win for the Browns. So that's why I'm taking the Browns at home. So the Washington football team, 2-3, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, for also 2-3. This is, to me, has it's right now it's a 7 line. AJ had it at 6.5, but it's moved to 7. But he is going to ride with the Chiefs here in week 6 to take out the Washington football team. Gooch, what say you, bro?
Yeah, the same reason why I picked the Chiefs when they played Philly. It's just a bad time to run into the Chiefs this week. I know their defense is really bad, but they're going up against Taylor Heineke. It's not like Heineke has been the man. He's due for a game. AJ brought it up yesterday where he put up like 4 straight weeks over 20 fantasy points. I can't imagine that's going to continue. I know the Chiefs are bad, but they're even due for a better game. And Mahomes has been, I think he threw 6 picks in his last 4 games. He's got to right that ship. I look for him to do that against a very, very, very disgustingly bad football team secondary. So Mahomes is going to go absolutely nuts in this game.
Yeah, I see it going the same way. I don't foresee. Look, it's just like we kind of predicted, I think, a couple of weeks ago when we're like, there's no way that Russell Wilson will go, and lose another game. Like, this is that kind of game for me. I think the Chiefs will right the ship, and they're getting Washington at a good time because Washington is kind of still treading water at least. But this is going to be a big week for the NFC East, for Dallas at least. I think they're the only NFC East to win, and everybody else loses. So it's a big week for Dallas as well in this regard. So I'm going to take the Chiefs as well, -7. Another one that might be a little closer than what we think. The Carolina Panthers coming in 3-2, only a 1-point favorite at home. So I'm assuming this is kind of like a pick 'em. So it's basically, which team do you think is better, and which team do you think is playing better football right now as we enter the middle of October? I go to the pick that AJ Bascone made, and that is he's taking. Whoa, he's got a completely different line. Like, when I say completely different line,
I'm going to check it.
Check that line, because boy, oh boy, he's got the Panthers 2.5-point dogs at home. That can't be a thing.
No, it's 2 now.
But the -2.
+2.
Wait,
The
no.
Panthers are getting 2 points. So the Vikings
at home?
Yes.
You sure? You have it written down -1 Vikings. Okay.
Yeah, and it's -2 Vikings now.
Okay, so he's taking. Okay, all right, got it. Sorry. All right, so the Panthers minus or +2. What do you got on this one? I don't know why it moved another point, but maybe Cook. I don't know.
No, I don't
No,
know. Dalvin Cook. I mean, Dalvin Cook is probably going to play. So
well, then maybe that's the way.
Either way, it's a weird point spread. I thought that the Panthers would be giving 3 when I looked at it, because I try to do that every week. I look at the point spreads or the games before I look at the point spreads, and I try and predict what they're going to be. And that's kind of how I start making my pick.
Right.
But yeah, weird point spread. I think the Vikings are going to get this one outright. So I'm picking Minnesota.
You're taking
Carolina,
the Vikings
Wolf
-2.
tickets early on them.
I don't want to call them frauds yet. I still think their defense is pretty good. And I don't think I'm not buying the Minnesota Vikings right now. I'm just not. Like, I'm not buying Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook back or not. Like, give me, like, when you're a home dog like this, and the records are so similar and the teams are so similar, I'm taking the Panthers. I'm taking the Panthers here +2 at home, man. It's hard. I find myself hard pressed to pick against them at home right now. Moving on. Now, controversy surrounds this one, obviously, but the Broncos are getting back home. They have lost 2 straight after starting off 3-0. The Raiders have had the week from hell with this John Gruden bullshit, and that's unfortunate. However, there's something to be said about interim coaches and guys playing up to their new coach and whatnot. But when we look, another spread that he has wrong, but it looks like the Raiders so he's taking the Raiders +4, but the Lions 3.5. So he's going to go Raiders 3.5 here.
So can I explain what happens in this situation, right?
What?
When AJ doesn't come in and he makes his picks in the morning, he goes on BetMGM, and the line has moved since I made this graphic. So yesterday I made it.
That's why we need AJ here on Fridays.
Yeah.
This is annoying going back and forth, by the way. Very annoying. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, both these teams started off 3-0. Now they're both 3-2. Perfect time to get this division matchup because one of them, whoever wins this game, really buries the other team on a 3-game losing streak. The Raiders are already kind of buried, but I have a hard time betting against people or betting against teams when they have an interim head coach as their first time playing, because the team usually just gets up for that.
They play up. Yeah.
Yeah. They're obviously they like this guy. He's a player's coach, so they're going to play hard for the coach, at least in the first week. It's like all against, us against the world mentality, I would imagine, with Vegas right now. Perfect time for a road game, I think. Go on the road kind of as a team. I like the Raiders. I actually might take the Raiders in the money line on this one.
Yeah, I think the Raiders win this game for that reason, as far as their interim coach, and they're going to play up for them. They've been through a lot of shit this week. A lot of these players are going to be playing a little bit more inspired football. Look, let's just say half this team, and we don't know this for a fact, and we don't know this even as opinion. Let's just say half the team didn't like Gruden. You know what I mean? Like maybe this was a relief to them today.
I would imagine that most of the guys. All right, I don't know that there was a bad relationship with the players and the coach, but I don't think that it's one of those situations where I feel like, all right, shut the fuck up. They're in the back of the meeting room, kind of looking at each other like, enough is enough. But
right.
Keyshawn didn't like him. That was 20 years ago.
All right. So maybe that's something to be said. But I'm also going to take the Raiders here, +3.5 on the road. I think Broncos are a very fraudulent team right now. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater, I think he was playing a little bit too ahead of himself. Now, hear me out here as I make a bold prediction. If the Broncos lose a third straight game, you're going to start hearing about Drew Lock replacing him to be the starting quarterback of the Raiders, of the Broncos, because you can't go out there and fly high for 3 weeks and then don't win another game for a month. You know what I mean? So this is going to be a sticky situation, I think, if the Raiders come on the road and they lose a game at home.
I think he's got a little bit longer of a leash based on the fact that he got a concussion in the one game early, got pulled. Drew Lock came in and they saw Drew Lock and he wasn't good either. So.
Well, the only reason why I say this is you say the leash is too, he's pulling it too quick. I think since the West seems to be winnable now, like you gotta make a splash. And if they lose this game, they're going to find themselves a game behind. The Chiefs are going to win again. You know what I mean? So like, they got to make sure they make the right moves here, and I think that could be the move to make.
Yeah,
I don't know. Could be.
I wouldn't do it.
All right. Anyway, Steelers getting back home. This is the Sunday nighter. Yeah, this is the Sunday night football game. But we'll talk about it here and now as we look at the AJ Bascone pick. It looks to me that he's going with Seattle. He's taking the home. I mean the away. Oh man, this show today has been. When I tell you this is my worst show that I've done since we started, this is it. Because I'm tired of looking back down at my phone for the picks, and then I got to go back.
Suggest how we do this next time is just write them all down right away.
No shit. But like I had the Jersey Boys thing going on, so I had other things I had to do. But anyway, let's not talk about personal matters. But he's got Seattle on the road. He's taking +5, so that's the Seahawks with our main guy, Geno Smith at the helm. He likes the number 5.5. This one's in Pittsburgh. So where do you find this one? Do you think Geno Smith has enough to keep this close, or do you think the Steelers start to find their groove as both teams come in 2-3? So one team's getting back to 500. One team's going to kind of bury themselves a little bit.
I like Pittsburgh in this one. Their defense won them the game last week. I think that their defense has the potential to get rolling as the season goes on. TJ Watt's starting to find his legs. Big Ben actually played decent last week. They have no Juju, but in some ways, I think that might actually, I wouldn't say it's going to help them, but it's going to help the target share for the other two guys. So Claypool will be more involved. Deontay Johnson's going to get more involved. And honestly, dude, Najee Harris has been lights out. You're talking about rookie of the year. Obviously, it's Jamar Chase right now, but if there's another guy that's possibly in the mix, it will be a Najee Harris. He's all over the field. He's
very Lev
8
Bell.
yeah.
He's very Lev Bell. Like
Very-
he's catching the ball, he's running the ball, he's doing everything
and
that
he's
you asked him to
punishing
do.
people, bro. He's the guy that put Jair on a stretcher and
No, it's
carried out of the
literally.
game. So Najee Harris is good. Pittsburgh has some potential here. They're desperate. They're home. 2-3 is not great, but 3-3 looks a lot better. And Geno Smith, is anybody really buying in on Geno? I know he looked good when he came in last week, and he actually looked really good. He had full command of the offense. So I'm not
There's
saying
no preparation for
there's
him either.
potential, but I just think the Pittsburgh's defense is going to be in his ass.
Yeah, I think TJ Watt is one of those guys that every week he gets a little healthier. I mean, I know he was banged up for a little bit, but this Pittsburgh Steelers defense is going to win them this game. I firmly believe that. I believe that Mike Tomlin and the Steelers right the ship. They get back to 500, and all of a sudden you're starting to talk about the Steelers being contenders again, at least in the AFC North. When it comes time down the end of the year, when it's Cleveland and it's Baltimore, these guys will be in the conversation if they can get a win in prime time at home. So we'll see. I got the Steelers though -5. Oh, here's a banger. All right. So this spread is relatively low. Okay, for what we just witnessed on the Bengals' behalf last week of missing 54 field goals and finally losing in overtime to the Green Bay Packers. They now go on the road to play the Detroit Lions, in which the Lions are coming off another loss, right? They're 0-5. However, the talk of the town and the talk of this week has been the reaction of Dan Campbell, basically brought to tears, that he wants this team to win so bad. Like he wants it for him. He wants it for the city. But when we look at AJ's pick, he's actually thinking this might happen. He's going to take the Detroit Lions plus the 3.5 in this week because he thinks they're going to at least keep it close. Gooch, do you find that is this going to be a get right game for the Bengals after playing and losing to the Packers, or can we finally see a win here out of Detroit?
I think Detroit 3.5 is the play because the Bengals they're up and down. They played like shit against Jacksonville. They played well against Green Bay, and it just so happens that they won the Jacksonville game, lost the Green Bay game. So they're trying to find their way right now. I do think Dan Campbell will be crying after this game because they're going to probably lose anyway, but it's going to be by a late field goal. That's just been the theme. I think Cincinnati's been in all nothing but close games, right? I think their kicker has 2 game-winning field goals this season, right? And they have one where he missed 3 game winners in one game. So I look for the same thing to happen, and hopefully for his sake, they right the ship. And I don't want Detroit to win a game. It would be fun to see them go 0-16 again. Or
it would
17.
be fun. You are heartless. You're just a heartless human being when it comes. I mean, they're in your division, so that's like me saying I want the Philly to go that way. I totally get that. But in this game, now the Bengals' offense has been really, really good, really, really fun to watch. They gave Green Bay a run for their money. Absolutely did. But I'm a firm believer in weird things to happen. After that press conference last week, it sold me on the Lions to win a game very soon. It happens this week. I like the Lions outright. I think the Lions are going to win their first game here in the middle of October for Dan Campbell, and there will be tears shed because they finally win a game. And these are happy tears. What, you ever see Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Probably.
All right. No, just the big Hawaiian guy is like, are those happy tears or sad tears?
Vermeil coach.
It's all right. You hate Vermeil, don't you?
I hate
All
him.
right. So the Lions get a win here, according to me. Another winless team. We're talking about the Jacksonville
I picked the
Jaguars here.
Dolphins.
What? Okay.
Moving on from that.
Wait, hold on. So the Dolphins are being picked by. Wait, the Jaguars are no.
Dave, are you good?
No, I'm looking at AJ's stupid text, bro. He's got the Dolphins listed at +3. Clearly, that's not the case. So that's on him.
Yes.
Piece of shit.
So,
Anyway,
so the Dolphins.
he's taking the Dolphins. You're taking the Dolphins. I'm taking the Dolphins. They're all -3 here on the road. There's nothing to make me believe that the Jaguars are going to win
the
a
end
game.
of the Jacoby Brissett era because the quarterback is playing. Tua is playing.
To his playing?
Yeah.
Oh, well then, shit, man. It's not going to be, whatever. That game sucks. But anyway, we'll move on. Another really good game. This is the Monday night game. We'll pick this one on Monday.
Sure.
Okay, we'll pick this one on Monday. Well, so at least we have the graphic made. And then we have one more game to talk about. It's the Houston Texans, who gave the New England Patriots a run for their money last week. But the spread here is what concerns everybody at this point. But it doesn't concern AJ Bascone, not at all. He's taking the Colts -10 at home to get right here. And what do you got?
Yeah, I'm taking the Colts. And Scoop, you could put it down too. I'm also taking the Colts, I think, in the Survivor.
Yeah, you can mark me down for. Oh no, you know what? I don't know yet. Actually, I'm gonna.
You
have
said
to,
yesterday you were taking the Rams.
Yes, give me the Rams, Scoop. While you're listening to this, give me the Rams as my Survivor pick for the week. In this game, I don't buy the fact that I look at this game and I scratch my head at literally and figuratively. The Colts, they're very tricky to me. I mean, they blew a game against the Ravens, right? So now they're getting back home to play one of the less superior teams in the NFL who have given a good run for their money. I don't know, man. That number scares me, but I don't want to be the guy that gets burned on this one and in the standings as far as us. So I'm what?
Now, I'm glad you said that because from now on we are writing our picks down, and you're not going to hear what I pick because you can't make your picks based off of what the standings are. Otherwise, you're doing yourself a disservice. If you think the Texans go with your gut. That's my betting advice. If you think the Texans are going to cover and you're only picking the Colts because we are, then
I've heard that before on other shows. I got to pick this way because you guys are picking this way.
Week 15. You know what I mean? Like
it's a 7
I'm gonna
game.
Anyway,
lead.
I'm going to open up such a fucking lead on you that it doesn't matter. Just play against AJ.
Nice little. Wow, dude. You know what? I'm taking the Colts.
There you go, baby.
No, see, you're so high you don't even know.
No, I know.
You know how bad I am? I wrote minus Colts. Not even -10, just minus Colts. I'm taking the Colts -10 to wrap up this entire slate of NFL action. It's been, I tell you what, man, we give AJ a lot of credit for what he does here,
but not enough
enough. Today was just a rough, I don't know, maybe it's my morning start. I didn't go to the gym. However, we did win 2 games again last night. So the Chop Sports softball team are 6-2 heading into the final week of the regular season as we're flying high.
I got beat in tennis again yesterday.
You played tennis. So you're playing tennis and you're not even like playing with us?
Well, tennis is a lot more of a hit me up. Like, what are you doing right now?
Oh, okay.
I'm doing nothing. He's like, well, do you want to smoke? And I said, yeah. He's like, you want to play tennis? I said, sure.
Never in my wildest dreams would I ever think that somebody, any of my friends would say, like in my regard,
do you want to go smoke weed and go play tennis?
Well, in my regard, drink. So it's like, hey, you want to grab beer? Yeah, I'll grab beer. Do you want to play tennis too? And I'm like, what?
Like, well, that's the beauty of weed over beer because nobody's going to go drink beer and go play tennis. But I
drank beer and went play softball. I went to Strawberry's Pub yesterday. I had 4 before I went and played.
Try tennis on beer.
Nah, I won't do that.
Not good.
No
full hour of cardio though.
Yeah, it is.
That's what it's all about. Anyway.
I can't do that, bro. My legs are so bad right now. Like after running.
By the way, I'm now very good at tennis. So it took 5 or 6 games.
You hear that, Chuck? Dr. Chuck, you ready for this?
Who's Chuck?
You don't know Chuck?
Oh, is he a dentist?
Yes.
And I'm not playing anybody that actually plays tennis.
Tennis.
Okay. No.
I mean, he's like an amateur. Also, as are you.
Also, I'll beat his ass. Definitely. Because I know who he is and he's not beating me in anything. Sorry,
wow.
Chuck.
Wow.
Sorry, Chuck.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Maybe golf. That's not a sport.
Yeah. Can't wait to play Gooch and tennis. Scoop, record it. Yes, we're gonna get that done, and that's 100% happening.
Talking about an ace, I'm gonna fucking smoke.
Wait, now I will ask you this: are you a server where you throw it up and hit it?
Absolutely.
Or are you one of those pansies that let it bounce?
Well, you get 2 shots. First shot, I'm giving it
give it the old college try.
Yeah, I'm giving it a go, and then the second time, sometimes on the first shot, I'll throw it up and then like still try and do a change up, like a tennis change up.
Oh, you listen to that, huh? A little change up ski.
But
I like it.
But either way, I'm 0-5. So, but I am still good. Joe took tennis lessons as a child, and then it carried over into adulthood. Yeah, that's privilege. That is privilege. That is some privilege.
That is some. If I've ever heard white privilege in my life, like that is the ultimate. Tennis lessons.
But I'm gonna be honest. The first game I got completely smoked, and like when we first started playing, I got beat really bad. It was embarrassing. Andre Agassi and Pete Sampras, the Indian version, were in the court next to us, and it was like horrible. When they were taking a break, they were forced to watch us, and it was really embarrassing.
Yeah.
I tried to fight them actually. I said, "What you think you're tough?"
No, you tried to fight?
No, I'm joking.
Oh my god,
but my pride was at stake.
Yes, well, I agree. Do you want to hear a really funny occurrence that happened last night? So do you know who? If I said his name, Jose, do you know who that umpire is?
I'm glad you said umpire because you just said, you know Jose? I said,
No, because I don't even look at him and say, "Oh, that guy's name's Jose." Like, there's no way. But anyway, so I'm catching last night, and one of the batters come up to the plate, and he's like, batter looks at Jose and goes, "Can you wipe off the plate?" And Jose was like, "No." He's like, "I'm the batter. I'm asking you to wipe off the plate." And he goes, "And I'm the umpire, and I'm saying no." Like, it was a little weird. And then so I went up the next batter and I took my glove and I wiped the plate because I was trying to be nice. Jose looked at me like he's a funny dude, and he looks at me and goes, "If you ever touch my plate again," and I was like, "Well, you're not doing it." And I was like, "I'm trying to be nice." You had to be there moment. It was one of those. I didn't know if I did the right
I'm
thing.
not even here right now.
You're so
I
far
was
gone.
like completely thinking about my tennis game last night. You were
Holy
telling me a home
shit,
plate
man.
story. What happened again?
Nothing. Forget it. Just forget it. Hey, listen, if you're a professional wrestling fan, okay, a professional wrestling fan this weekend, Saturday night in Rahway, New Jersey, okay, it has been a long time. 600 plus days since the last time I was in the broadcast booth for a professional wrestling event. Independent. It is WrestlePro. It is actually being streamed on Fight TV, so it's a pay-per-view. What better way to add the pressure to me by saying, "Hey, welcome back. You're on pay-per-view." Okay, I've been doing this a long time, so I'm good with it. But if you're in the area and you want to see some awesome wrestling action, go check us out over at WrestlePro in Rahway, New Jersey. Other than that, I will be just indulging in football on Sunday, and hopefully everybody has a fantastic
busy weekend.
Yeah, what do you got going on?
It's Ashley's birthday weekend.
Happy
So
birthday!
Ashley's birthday is Monday.
Here we go again.
It's her birthday Monday, but you gotta first of all
go out Monday.
When you're a 23-year-old girl, you're allowed a birthday weekend.
Yeah, I feel like they take them. Well, he's not Kasim. Kasim does
exactly.
like a Kasim does like a
she's not
birthday
a
month.
she's not a middle-aged grown-up. Like man,
like a Kasim.
Like she's completely entitled to her birthday weekend because her birthday comes on a Monday. So you have
That's
to have the weekend. So you're not going to celebrate your birthday on Monday. We'll do our dinner on Monday, but you got to have the birthday weekend because it's even worse to wait for the following weekend to celebrate your birthday because then it's
already like
you're really milking
the
it.
buzz is gone. So
shout out
definitely
to Ash. Happy birthday. I'm sure I'll say it again on Monday because it's your actual birthday.
You're sure you'll say it?
Yeah, no, I will say it.
You know who else will say it?
Happy birthday. Ash.
Every other Facebook friend she has. So we'll all be reminded.
Watch
yourselves out there. All right. So for that, I didn't even make a big deal. Oh, she's actually watching now. So she has joined the broadcast at the end, or maybe hasn't chimed in at all. But
she's at work, so she probably just has.
Maybe she knew. Maybe she also knew, like, it's the end of the show. Let me just check in, see what they're doing, see what they're saying, and then bang, Ashley moment. How do you like that? So for Sturch and Gooch, and of course the birthday girl Ashley on Monday. We'll celebrate that more. Maybe we'll even make a overlay that says "Happy Birthday, Ashley."
Yeah.
We'll just go all out.
She says, "I've been here." Which I knew because
capital letters anyway. And for AJ Bascone, who left us high and dry today, which is definitely not a good thing. I don't know. I was all out of sorts today, but I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you for subscribing to the podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And of course, all the podcasts that drop every single day of the week. We have something for everybody. So for Sturch and Gooch, and of course the entire Chop Sports family, which includes Ashley, I guess. We'll see you guys on Monday.
And shout out to the Grasso family. You're about to feel the pain this weekend, baby. Packers Bears week.
Oh, they're Bears fans. That's right. Okay.